I'm Christine Stavropoulos.
Και εγώ ο Νίκος Σαμίδης. Και αυτό είναι το Greek Podyssey, το podcast της Ομογένειας.
A podcast for Hellenes worldwide, sharing stories, culture, identity, laughs and a little bit of tsugrisma along the way.
Γιατί μπορεί να φύγαμε από την Ελλάδα, αλλά η Ελλάδα δεν έφυγε ποτέ από μας.
This podcast brought to you by Natasha Karamiho, your trusted legal voice in Greece for all your legal matters, and Helco Consulting, trusted services for all business and investments in Greece.
Welcome to the Greek Podyssey. Today's episode is a mixed bag of comedy, truth-telling, storytelling, faith, and a mixed bag.
And a personal journey.
And a journey. How's that, Anthony?
But you don't know. You know what I mean? Why are you doing the intro now? You don't know what it's going to be. We could go somewhere else. We don't know.
I'm doing it on the premise of the chat that we had prior.
Okay.
And I know that, where we're going to lead.
But I'm a little shit. And now that you've said that,
it's
going to be my mission to make sure we don't do any of that at all. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to be a journey. I'm just going to keep bringing it back to what's the best yidadiko around here? It's going to be a whole hour's worth of just...
And I challenge you to try and bring it back to the things that we were talking about before we went on camera.
Oh, but I just want to talk about hitting off in an hour and a half.
Okay, let's introduce to our audience.
This is the intro. This is the bunch up.
Who's here?
Anthony Locascio is back in the studio with Nico and I. We loved him the first time. We're going to love him twice as much the second time.
Well, yes, correct. Thank you.
And you have got a new hairstyle and you're looking a bit more buff and a bit more cynical.
You look a bit changed.
You've got this air of cynicism around you that you didn't have the first time.
I just had a terrible sleep.
Did you?
Yeah, if we had done this yesterday, it would have been different energy. It would have been just, this guy's...
I'm copying that with bad coffee.
Bad coffee?
Bad coffee gives me the chills, like I can't stand bad coffee.
What makes a bad coffee?
A bad barista and bad quality
bad beans.
But what do you drink? What's your coffee?
Macchiato.
Okay.
Macchiato.
And espresso freddo, of course.
Espresso freddo, yep.
What about you? What's your favorite coffee?
I'm normally black. Any kind of black. If I'm a sucker for a cold brew. Place that has a cold brew, I do like that because I can imbue a lot of different flavors. But yeah, generally black coffee. And I'm with you. Bad coffee is pretty infuriating.
Thank you.
But
it could put me in a bad mood. But I love that I'm here and I've got you two opposite me and I feel like I've got you both on the spotlight.
We are.
This whole podcast is about destroying the patriarchy, actually. That's what we're here to do.
It is.
A day after International Women's
Wearing
Day.
pink.
Wearing pink. Representing.
Don't pull it too much.
Too low. Yeah.
No, do it.
So
we
Anthony,
can have a few extra views.
Tell us about what's happened since the... I don't know if it works like that.
Got to do what we got to do, man.
You got to do what you got to do. Tell us, what have you been doing since the last time you're on our podcast?
We miss you.
Wow. It's been 7 or 8 months, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have I been doing? Picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind.
Yeah.
The Sultan John.
Yes, I know. Yes.
I went to a meditation retreat, Vipassana. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Vipassana.
I haven't.
It's the 2,500-year-old technique invented by the Buddha of meditation for eradicating misery. That's the premise.
Did it work?
Does it work?
Did it work for you?
Yeah.
So what I did was the course to learn it. And the idea is that you take the meditation and you carry it into your regular life and you use it kind of as a daily practice. But in order to learn it, you have to go into the Blue Mountains for 12 days of silence with 12 hours of meditation every day.
That's hard.
Yep.
That's
I went
beautiful.
in the heart of winter in Blackheath. It was -6 degrees. It was bucketing down rain every day. They wake you up at 4 a.m. every day. You meditate for 3-hour blocks incrementally. You get given 2 meals only a day. It's all vegetarian food. You're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to look at anybody. You're not allowed to gesture towards anybody. You're not allowed a pen and paper to write. They take your phone on day 1. And you're there for 12 days.
I just listening to you describe that, I'm choking.
Yeah.
Do they teach you how? I do, Nick.
I can imagine that.
Can you
You
imagine
would be
me?
shocked even if someone took the phone out of your hands.
Can you imagine me 12 days Oh my God. Do they teach you how to meditate?
They teach you this particular technique, yes.
Can you share it with us?
No.
No.
Mostly because you need to be there for 10 days to learn it. The
Right.
10 days is absolute. It's 10. So you arrive on day 0, you leave on day 11, and it's 10 days of silence in between. So it's a 12-day kind of thing.
It's not εξεμάτιασμα, Christina.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it's
so
not.
much more than εξεμάτιασμα.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
it's,
I've
you know
been there.
what, actually? It is εξεμάτιασμα.
Yeah, but it's not
is
like
in
a
a
small
way, isn't
prayer
it?
that you say like for half
No,
of a
it's-
minute.
it's a
You know what, you
heavy-duty
actually kind of,
εξεμάτιασμα.
yeah. You kind of nailed it on the head, actually, Nico. It is εξεμάτιασμα in a way that,
To remove
How you feel after?
all the demons, to remove all the bad energy, and to cleanse your soul. And
it's so much more, and I can't necessarily articulate it in the best way, because the ethos of it is that our minds and our articulation of things in our heads and our rationalization of our life is flawed, and that finding your misery in your body on an experiential level is the only way to actually overcome it. We are so averse to feeling pain that we bury it. We do whatever we can to not feel it. Many people run away from it. Many people develop addictions to numb it. Many people lie and cheat and steal and whatever they need to do in order to not experience the pain. When we do that, it manifests as misery, and that manifests in our bodies. And that
Yes.
is why we all suffer from psychosomatic illnesses and injuries that we don't really know why.
yes,
The first 4 days that I was there were hell. They were the worst days that I can
describe them.
I must have thought of 40 different ways to kill myself when I was there. Look, I came in pretty rough. It was a few months removed from probably the worst experience that I've ever had. And
That's what I want to ask. Sorry, Anthony. What pushed you into that? Why you made that decision? I need to go there to retreat myself, having my meditation, put myself back together,
yeah,
heal to the proper way. Like I need to heal myself.
I went through a pretty rough time last year. I don't want to, just because it's not entirely
We
my,
don't need to delve
it's
into
also
that.
not entirely my story to tell,
Yeah.
and I don't want to
Sure.
impinge on the privacy of anybody else.
Sure.
So I won't do that, but I did go through a very rough time, and I went into it in so much pain that I think almost the masochism of it appealed to me. I was like, this is going to suck, and you deserve it.
Did you feel like if I experience this pain, it's going to numb this pain that I'm feeling, that this is going to take my mind off it?
No.
It took strength, though, to make that decision, because it could have been very easy to buckle and, like you said, turn to some sort of an addiction, withdraw, retreat within yourself, become bitter towards other people. But you took the initiative and had the strength to say, I'm going to deal with it in this way. And so you found a way to deal with it.
No, it's the complete inverse of what you just
Tell
said,
me.
Christine.
Tell
Sorry.
me. No, tell me.
Because what you realize is, I went to this thing because the catalyst for it was this horrible time that I went through. But what I went and cleansed was not the pain from that thing. It was the misery that has been plaguing me for my entire life that led to that horrible thing
Right.
happening. I've been an alcoholic in my life. I've been vaping 24/7, hiding them in the car. Addicted to watching soccer at all times of the night. I've done all of that. I've done the taking it out on other people, and it only led to more misery. Since I came back from this thing, first of all, I haven't touched a vape in a year. I haven't had a drink since June. I haven't June last year. That
Yes,
is.
yes.
Haven't watched a game of soccer.
So it was a total detoxification for you.
No,
No?
it does that to start with.
Not hitting many home runs here, Nick.
It does.
It's like
it does
it's
that.
very fascinating to delve into this journey that
So-
you had, and to also to counteract, because what I'm seeing more and more, comedians, because I met you through the medium of comedy.
Yeah, we haven't had any today.
No,
so far. But
no comedy.
We were-
And it's not a, it's not
I just want to make her intro wrong. That's what I'm
no,
trying
no,
to
no,
do
no,
now.
no. It's not a show. This is not a podcast about comedy. It's a podcast about Anthony and this journey that I want to really, Nico and I really want to understand.
So the first 4 days, you focus on a different meditation that kind of calms the mind, because inevitably when you come from the particular society that we're in, not to mention how we are all fiends for our smartphones, it's very jarring, and so you need to kind of detox in the first few days. And then on day 4, they teach you the actual Vipassana meditation technique, and it's very, very hard to do. If I told you, I can say what it is without kind of ruining anything.
Yep.
You sit for an hour and you feel every part of your body and you don't move at all. Like at all. Like you can't shuffle if you're in bad posture. If your face is itchy, you can't scratch. If you're filling up with saliva in your mouth, you can't swallow it. Nothing. You cannot
God.
move at all
Hell.
for an hour.
That's
It's
hell
very,
for me.
it's very
I
difficult.
can't even sit through a massage. I can't even sit through a facial. I avoid them because I can't sit still long enough to enjoy a massage or a facial. And listening to you describe what you've just had actually triggers anxiety in me to put myself in that position.
It does.
I'll bet it does. And it was, for me, I was the same. Like, I'm sure everything you've described about you was me too. I had all of that stuff.
I suppose so. If you get to that point where a tipping point,
Yeah.
and that's the tipping point, you think, no, I don't have any other, I need to do this.
That's exactly what it was for me. There was not, I was in so much pain that I felt I had no choice. And I also said to myself, I'm not going to learn this properly. I'm in too much pain. I'm not going to master this, but at least being here for 10 days will be a good detox and it'll be fine. Turns out it was the complete opposite. I was in so much pain that I was more determined than ever to learn it. And then on the 5th day, I felt it actually work for the first time.
How did that make you feel on that day of, oh, I've had a little breakthrough?
It wasn't a little breakthrough.
It was a big breakthrough.
It was
It's a big one.
It felt like I died and that somebody else came back.
A rebirth.
I felt 30 kilos lighter when I stood up. The air felt different when I breathed it into my lungs when I walked outside. The sun felt different on my face. My mind was quieter than I can ever remember it being. And looking around at all the people that I was there with and thinking about the people in my life, I could generate nothing but love and compassion, even for people that I thought I hated. I tried. I can give you a list of names right now. People that I thought, I do not appreciate this person. But
Is it because they think it doesn't matter, it's all a waste of time to have that negative?
there's no because, Christine. It's what we learn there is that our rationalization is our enemy.
Yes.
You don't need to know why. You don't need to intellectualize anything. You just need to feel it in your body and let it pass through. And that's it.
So there was no defining moment.
That was the defining
that
moment.
but was it after the 4 days of doing that consistently? Like, I'm trying to get into
It was...
what was that point where you wake up and you have this rebirth?
It was after I did the meditation technique correctly for the first time. At the end of the hour, the first time that I did it as it's supposed to be done, the hour ended, and as you can imagine, when you're sitting there for an hour without moving, you are in absolute physical agony all over your body.
Yeah.
And as soon as I opened my eyes, I didn't need to stretch, I didn't need to stand up, I didn't need to move. As soon as I opened my eyes, when that hour ended, all the pain disappeared immediately.
Unbelievable.
Did you have any other experiences like before that, like to try to
No.
meditate, to try?
I've tried to meditate
to-
before, but I think my ADHD is just way too strong. So it's never really worked for me. I'd even tried 15, 20 minutes. It didn't work.
I want to ask something.
Yeah, I want to ask something too. You go first.
I've also
Yeah,
done
you never
all-
stop. I haven't.
I know, God, I'm so fascinated.
I'm trying to
I've got
find a bit
I've
of a
got
gap to walk
I've got a
in.
million questions I want to ask. Go.
Did you had your medication with you? Did you took your
So,
medication
so I
during
took,
the
yeah, I did. I took I had ADHD medication and I was also on antidepressants at the time. I stopped taking the antidepressants on day 5. I knew that I didn't need them anymore. And I experienced 0 withdrawals. You're supposed to have some pretty severe withdrawals when you just go off them cold turkey. Nothing. and I haven't been back on them since.
I'm trying to visualize a person that has ADHD trying to sit still for an entire hour.
What
That in
about
itself,
12 hours for 10 days straight?
that in itself
That's why
is
I
an
asked,
experience of
That's why I
pain.
asked about the
Yeah.
medication. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Has
a nightmare.
has it helped you manage your ADHD at all? Learning this skill?
Probably, yes. It's completely changed my life, guys. It's like I came, that was day 5, and then I came back and I did that for 5 days straight, and I came back and people in my life, I was energetically, I was different. People, as soon as I walked into the room, people were like,
Well, I noticed it on your social media posts.
yeah,
You had this air of, I just don't give a fuck anymore. And you just didn't care about your, not that you didn't care.
I didn't care. You're right.
Yeah, like you just didn't care. And the way you dealt with online, let's call it bullying on some of your posts, you actually, I felt, oh my God, it was confronting the way you dealt with it. Like, if you want to come after me, you better be prepared for what I throw back at you. I'm going to
Yeah.
expose you.
Yeah.
And, if you, or I can say fuck you and you can beep it out.
No, I
when
won't.
you're
I
editing.
like it.
And I thought, go Anthony, wow. I saw a totally different Anthony to the Anthony that we met in the studio.
Well, look, I've always been an absolute asshole to people that leave comments. That's not a new thing. I've been, in fact, if anything, I'm nicer now to
But that's
them.
part of the job. Like you have to.
Yeah, you say that, but it's
You don't-
purely,
yeah.
it's an ego thing. It's always been
commercial
like,
thing.
because
It's
you
a
feel,
promo
I mean, you guys get the comments too. I've
We
seen
get the
seen
comments.
people leaving ridiculous, especially on Facebook. Facebook is where
The shit happens.
the cretins live. Facebook is where the weirdos are. And they get hung up on the stupidest, like the videos about this. You said one thing in the sentence they
grab
didn't
that.
like, and they grab that and they've written an essay.
Yeah. Look, I choose to maybe not give that oxygen as does
And you
Nicole.
shouldn't. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm dedicating too much energy to that. I don't like it. Having
Yeah.
said that, it feels good sometimes. Catharsis.
Meditation is something that you keep practicing. You practice every day. It's not a thing that you're doing a retreat for 10 days and then you're coming out. It's not therapy. It's not like a red light. It's not sauna or something. It's a way of living.
That's exactly right. Hence why I'm reticent to call people say, how was your retreat? I'm hesitant to ever call it a retreat because it wasn't a retreat.
No, it wasn't a retreat.
First of all, retreat insinuates that it was a nice, it was
relaxing.
fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But it's a course because you learn the technique over those 10 days and then you carry it into your life. I just did it for half an hour while I was waiting for you guys in the car, literally just then. And my difficult year didn't stop. I came back and
It was still there.
things got worse, and things have continued. But I've experienced life before. You guys familiar with life?
Yes.
It's not always
No.
the best.
No.
And I've never had the best faculties for dealing with it when things don't go well.
And the ADHD wouldn't help with that either.
No. But, that's one of those chicken and egg things.
Yeah.
But this time it's totally different. This time I feel when I have been experiencing these difficult periods, emotionally I feel really, really bad. But mentally I feel so strong.
Mental strength is very, very important.
I can feel the pain in my body, and it doesn't make my mind say, okay, this is my identity, my pain is my identity, and I'm going to act in this way. Well,
It's a thing with the meditation and in general when you go to this pathway. Like, let me tell you that I met you down at the entrance and you look like rebirth. Like
A different aura.
your aura was so calm. Maybe it's because you had the half an hour meditation.
yeah.
at the
I
car.
prepared.
It was very calm, and the first time he was on edge. He was like, "This." I said, "This
Well, it was a
guy
different
is on
period of his
something.
life. It was a
He's on
different period.
something." But
Different period of his
today we had a bro hug.
A bro
We had
hug?
a bro hug, and I feel like he's more relaxed. He's more. Hey, you look, your face as well is more calm.
It is.
You
There's this
look more
calmness.
wise. You have a halo around
You
you.
look wise, and you look like I'm trying to. You know, the biggest challenge for me.
So is that
That's
you?
you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
you. The biggest challenge for me is emptying my mind of all thoughts. That would have been my biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to stop thoughts of everyday life creeping into your head. For me, the biggest skill would be having a blank mind. I can't remember, and it's something that I should practice because I go to bed at night and I can't get the different thoughts, not the voices. I don't have voices in my head.
Well,
All the-
voices are
all-
not bad. I
all
have
the
voices.
different thoughts that are processing through my mind, and it's a skill to be able to let those go.
You don't have to.
Well, I'd like to.
The skill is this. Your mind, the internal monologue that doesn't stop, because you're clearly unmedicated ADHD. I knew that about you when I met you.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
The parts of our bodies that work consciously and the parts of our bodies that work unconsciously are separated by our spirit. That's kind of what these teachings are. Your lungs aren't going to stop breathing in. You can't stop your lungs, you can't stop your heart, you can't stop your vein, all of that stuff, your digestion. And your mind is the same. Your mind is propelled by something that we are not conscious of. That's okay. The trick is not to silence it. The trick is to allow those thoughts to just do their thing, just flow through. You don't have to attach to any of them. You don't have to give credence to any of them.
They're there.
They just beat like your heart. And then if some of them are useful, you can use them. If not,
Well, our biggest enemy is our inner self, the one that talks to us all the time.
Yeah.
When I was practicing meditation, because I said I did,
You've done that too.
I've
haven't
done
you?
that, yeah,
I feel
for a
left
long
out.
time.
Mm.
When
this
I
is the
practiced
meditation
that,
couch.
Yeah.
This is
This is the
yeah.
meditator's couch.
the first thing they say, the teachers, is don't try to send them away, your thoughts. Just pay attention. Just let them,
And what do you do with
give
them,
them, acknowledge them, and let them go. In that way, that monologue inside you, it fades out.
though? Yeah.
It will never stop, but you don't pay attention to that. It doesn't take over your mind. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Just acknowledge and let it go. And during meditation, that happens very often. When you try to silence your mind, pay attention to your body, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I got a bill to pay. Oh yeah, what he said about me, like in this post and all that and this and that. And it never gonna stop because that's the job.
You know why that's important to learn, and we should all learn it. One of the biggest killers and triggers of disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, stress. That's a clinical fact. People that cause you stress, anything that causes you stress. Some of my closest friends are top neuroscientists, and they talked about the 5 elements if you want to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia. Top of the list was stress. I said, even if it's your mother, if it's causing you stress, you've just got to cut yourself away from it. Stress is the biggest trigger of a lot of illnesses.
The thing is, you've said it perfectly, and that's the fundamental teaching of this thing. It's very Buddhist based, but they go to great lengths to make it clear that this is not dogmatic or sectarian or religious in any way. This is merely a technique that you use to purify your mind. But it runs on the exact same principle as everything that you just said, Christine. It's stress, what we call stress, manifests in our body when we don't deal with it in the right way. When we have the thoughts that and we attach onto those thoughts and they turn into anxiety, trauma, all of the buzzwords, all of them. If we do not find where it is in our body, feel that pain, and just allow it to be painful, that's our biggest thing. We have an aversion to feeling pain. We want to stop the pain immediately. Where's the Panadol? Where's the Nurofen? Whatever. I don't take any of that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Feeling your pain is the only way through. Otherwise, it will manifest as misery. It will turn into stress, and it will fuck your body up. It will make you sick. It will give you diseases.
Have you ever had a situation where you need to feel pain to release the pain?
Every single day. That's
Pain, like we need to feel our emotions. We can't, and whether it's sadness, love, joy, pain is one of those emotions.
that's why they're called feelings. 'Cause
Exactly.
You
You
have
got
to
to
feel them.
feel them and rationalize them, deal with them. Because sometimes if you feel like
You
you
don't
want
have
to
to
cry,
rationalize them.
well, when I say rationalize them, when my dad passed away, I felt a lot of pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed to cry. So sometimes I would put on a song that would evoke pain,
Perfect.
so I can break down and cry
Yeah.
and release that pain.
You must cry. You must cry. It's shitting for your feelings.
It is.
You got to let it out.
No, I'm not crying.
You don't cry?
No,
See,
I
that's a
can't.
problem.
You can't.
It's a big no.
You know what happens when you don't shit.
I know.
You know,
I know.
you explode.
That's why I'm having all these autoimmune and anti-inflammatory diseases.
What are you doing next week?
I'm free.
I'm going back next week.
Really? And
Yeah,
what?
I'm
Okay.
doing it. I'm doing it again in
For 10 days?
Blackheath in the Blue Mountains. But I think there's about 900 centers across the world.
Okay. It's a temple?
It's a
Center.
center. So
It's a center.
there's a pagoda, which I wasn't allowed in the first time. You only get access to the pagoda after you've done the 10 days. There's a meditation hall, which is where everybody meditates. There's the accommodations and the food, because it's separate. One camp for men, one camp for women. We're together in the meditation hall, but otherwise we're kept totally separate. And then the food hall where the kitchen is. And the place itself is really, really beautiful.
How much did it cost?
It's free.
It's free?
You donate at the end whatever
You think it's...
you can, and then your donation is so that the next person can experience
I
it.
like that.
And they say that the best way to donate is to go back, do the course, but serve, which means you cook for everybody. You still participate in the meditation, but instead of doing 12 hours of meditation a day, you do 9. The rest of the time you spend in the kitchen cooking for everybody. That's what I'm doing next
So
week.
there's no talks or lectures or anything like that?
Every night for an hour, the teacher will do the discourse, which is where he describes the technique, what you do and why you do it. And they are amazing. They are...
You have to go
Don't even...
to feel the sense of safety you feel when you are in this kind of center. It's like no one can touch you. That's how I felt when I first went to meditation center.
You know what?
I'm free. I'm free and safe.
As people, we're pack animals.
Is that correct?
We're pack animals.
being able to feel... If you drop me by myself with no phone or anything in God knows where by myself, I'm fine. I was never like that.
Yeah.
I could not exist in... If I'm at the bus stop waiting for the bus, I'm on my phone, music, podcast, I don't need any of it. And we're not going to spoil anything here, but I have never been able to exist, certainly not as an adult, but really throughout my entire life, without a certain person's guaranteed love to validate my own inability to find it within myself. And the notion of existing without a partner is something that I've never had. I've never been an adult, really, that's not been in a relationship, and kind of you just have that tacit knowledge that somebody somewhere loves you and it's okay. But at the same time, you are putting most of your energy into the maintenance of that relationship. I've been now an adult for a little while, putting 100% of their energy into just me. And it's crazy. It's very different.
Well, it's very important what you said. You shouldn't need someone else's love to validate your worth to be loved. You need to love yourself and be a complete person without needing the love of someone else to complete you. I mean, it's nice to feel that love, but unless we are a complete person, I never subscribe to the fact that, oh, you're my other half or my better half or you complete me. When I hear people say, I'm in this relationship and you complete me, I think, well, no, you need to be a complete person. So then you've got something to offer the person that you're with as a complete person. Because if that person completes you and they suddenly take off, well, you're half a person.
Yeah, you are. But half people, and there's a lot of, I think the majority of people nowadays, maybe even forever, are walking around as half people. Childhood trauma, parental shaming, different kinds of things lead to people that are walking around as gaping holes in hearts that require other people
Absolutely.
to fill that. And those kinds of people attract each other. So you end up with people in codependent,
Toxic
difficult
relationships.
Well, I'm reticent to use the word toxic.
Well,
I think
codependency
codependent.
is to me, a codependent relationship equates to a toxic relationship because you're not feeding each other, you're drawing from each other. So I don't see it as a healthy relationship if it's
not.
codependent.
It's not. I think we need to be careful with some of the verbiage because I think toxic means something.
Well, yeah.
Toxic
then
is,
you're talking about narcissism, all sorts of other toxic.
yeah, and there's a level of destructivity
Yeah.
that I think codependent relationships suck and they can be very miserable.
They literally suck.
Yes, they literally suck. Exactly. But they don't, some people just suck in their house and then they're just there.
True.
Yep. We talked about, before we put the camera on, you said, I've come back and I have faith.
Yeah.
And we said how faith is often a word connected to religion.
Mm-hmm.
But you have faith, and we said, let's have this conversation when we're on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said I have faith in yourself, faith in the world, faith in what?
I think that the association of faith with religion is flawed. I think that the word has been bastardized, and I think probably we need a better word for what I felt.
Awakening?
Yeah, but then
Rebirth?
it's external from me, and I don't want to use the word God because that's another word that's been bastardized. But that's what I felt: connection to the universe,
Yes.
the divine, understanding.
Don't be afraid to use the word God.
I'm not afraid. I just know that that word has been so bastardized that if I say it, people listening or watching may misconstrue what I'm saying because I didn't meet a man with a beard in the cloud.
Yes. It was a divine. I understand it totally what you mean.
Yes.
Totally what you're saying. I relate.
When you meditate for long enough, and this is what nirvana, enlightenment is supposed to be, you cease to feel yourself as flesh and blood and bones and whatever. And I could, when I was there, do this to an almost full degree. But what you do is you feel yourself as trillions and trillions of subatomic particles that are just exploding.
Esoteric being.
What exactly what we are, energy and matter combined. Trillions of subatomic particles that are exploding, like absolutely everything, like the table, like your
Everything,
camera,
absolutely.
like
Energy. We're
space.
just energy.
And what that means is you're feeling yourself dying. And so then you wake up and you look at, I'm trillions of subatomic particles exploding, and I look at this cluster of trillions of subatomic particles exploding, and how can I feel anything but love and compassion for this?
Because we are one. We are the same. We are one.
When it comes to investments and business opportunities, you need more than promises. You need experience that delivers. You need people you can trust. Helco Consulting provides strategic partnerships, clear methods, and services with a strong presence in Greece. Helco Consulting, your trusted consultants in Greece.
When legal matters affect your business or life, you need guidance you can trust. Natasha Karamihu provides expert legal advice, protecting your interests and navigating every challenge. Natasha Karamihu, your trusted legal voice in Greece.
I want to ask you, okay, we understand and we can see
The change
how
in you.
this has reflected to your personal life, how this journey has reflected to your professional life. You're an actor, you're a comedian.
Do you know what?
How this has reflected to your professionalism?
After 5 days at that place, I said, I'm done with comedy. I can't do this anymore. Because very much within what is comprised in the course, your ego just dissolved. And I understood that ego had been what drove me to do this. You could say, oh, but you're making people laugh, you're bringing joy. Sure, that was just the convenient byproduct of me just satiating my own ego. And the ego is not, it's not like self, like that. I think that's another word that gets conflated. It's a hole in your heart that you need to fill with validation. It's the same thing. And I just thought I can't find any reason to do this anymore. But then eventually I thought, well, I have spent 8 years cultivating an audience and a voice and a set of skills and experience. And what if I could try and find a way to not make it about me anymore? What if I could find a way to use it to put the right kind of energy into the world in the smallest way, to just give people a good night out and tell a story that might resonate with somebody. And if one person, I'm going to do this tour for the next year and I don't know how long, but if one person thinks that I'm suffering and that sounds like a thing that I might want to try and they go and do it, then I've done my part.
I'm not a comedian, even though my kids often laugh at me. When you're up on stage, like you said, you're not there to always have this fuzzy feel-good feeling that I made someone laugh. Sometimes you may be feeling, this is how I'm seeing it, tell me if I'm wrong. You may be feeling some sort of anger, some sort of pain, some sort of resentment, and you're expressing that in a way through comedy to get a message across. And then sometimes someone might resonate with that in the audience, or if you've hit a raw nerve or you've sent a message and you sort of wrap it up in a way of comedy. It's not always about making someone laugh. It's also about sending a message. Is that true? Do you look at it like that when you're on stage, like a social commentary?
It doesn't have to be. I mean, you to what degree stand-up comedy is an art form varies.
Mm-hmm.
I try and make it that, at least with the hours. You know, if I'm employed to come and do 10 minutes or 15 minutes at a comedy club or at an event, then the job is laugh, 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 good night.
Yep.
And that's that part of the job. But when you have an hour, which I do as part of the festivals, you know, you have an opportunity to do something different. The American model is very much an hour, laugh, 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 good night. Non sequiturs, it's fine. That's their model. In the UK, they very much have a different kind of the Edinburgh Festival model, which has trickled down to the Australian festivals. This should be a narrative. It should be a sequence of events that are stitched together. And I like that. That's what I've always done with my shows. It's always been, there's always been a deeper point to it.
Do you like to push the boundaries?
What boundaries?
Well, we live in a society where you have to watch what you say. You can't offend, you can't. And then within those constraints, do you challenge yourself to break through the boundaries of what's politically correct, what offends certain people?
So ultimately, the craft of live comedy is just an exercise in manipulating a room full of people for an hour. That's all it is. You're just controlling people. And you can say whatever you want. If you don't say it in the right way, you'll fail at your job, which is to keep the people engaged. There is a way to say anything. You just have to be good at what you do and to do it for the right reasons. I'm not going to go and say things that are offensive for the sake of being offensive. There are comedians that do that, and there are comedians that do that extremely effectively as a means of making a deeper point. It's a cluster of comics that I can give you guys a list if you want. And their kind of thing is they deliver left-leaning jokes in right-leaning ways.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
100%.
They sound like assholes, but what they're actually saying is, if you listen properly to what they're saying, if you're half listening, like this is a misogynistic race, it's not. You're not listening. And that I find that beautiful. It's not my style specifically, but my style is changing based on everything that I've been going through. And this new show that I'm here to promote. Come and see this very funny man. This guy has been cracking them up this whole time. Yeah. All the incentive. It's like, you got to pay. This is a free podcast. You got to pay to get jokes out of me. That's what the advertising is. I did this show in Perth Fringe, and I just came back from Adelaide Fringe, and the show I've done it 17 times so far, And it's been a very, very different show
Each
across.
time.
Yeah, I've had to make different changes night to night.
You've
as
got to
the
read
show
the audience
develops.
too, because your audience isn't going to be the same every night either.
With something like this, it needs to be like, this is the show.
Yeah.
This is the show that you're getting. I need to formulate it in a way that more often than not it's going to work, irrespective of who's there. I had some rough nights in Adelaide.
Yeah. In what way? Tell us.
Well, with all due respect to the people of Adelaide, it's the city of churches.
It is.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they're a bit, my show is called The Divine Comedy. And first of all, sorry, this is a digression. This is ADHD. But I'm shocked at how many people, they're just lay people, haven't even heard of The Divine Comedy. I know. That's been my face for 3 weeks, Nico. The same. Like, I'm like that. I'm like, you don't even know. Like, it's fine if you haven't read it. That's okay.
Yeah,
but
it's
you
a big
you haven't even heard of it. I'm like,
Wow. Yeah.
and I've formulated, like, the whole show is structured exactly the same as Dante. And I'm like, why, who do I do this for? I'm doing it for me. Who do I do this for? You're a wanker. But then beyond that, Perth was different. And there's a lot of religious stuff in the show. And that's probably the one part of the show that I do in the vein of what I was talking about before.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm being incredibly religion bashing and blasphemous, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm actually being quite reverential of
Yeah.
belief in God. I just think that there's a lot of things that are associated with religion that have nothing to do with faith.
100%. Yeah.
That wasn't always consumed in the right way. People just hear, why does he said that about Jesus? Fuck you, man. I love Jesus. And it's like, you're not listening.
Yeah, you're not listening.
And
to
so
the
it is
message.
up to me as a performer to package it in a way that is consumable for even the really, really stupid people. The best comedians in the world find a way to convey incredibly intelligent ideas to stupid people.
And where the limits are, we were talking before on the comedy. Remember the ancient Greeks in comedy? They were making fun with gods. They were bringing the gods down to earth.
They were brave.
Επί μηχανής Θεού.
Yes.
Από μηχανής Θεού. He was coming down to give a solution. They were touching things that you couldn't touch during the comedy. And that's
No-go
comedy.
zones. Yes.
That's comedy. There's no limits. You must be like the horses that have
Blinkers.
Yes.
Blinkers.
So not to understand that this form of art, it's this exactly
Expression,
thing that you can
pushing the limits,
go over the limits, and it's comedy.
Yeah.
Come on, like
In medieval times, the jester would make fun of the
Exactly.
king and would be invited to the royal court for making fun of the king. He's the only person with that
That could
privilege
do
to
it.
make fun of the king.
Exactly.
That's the special thing of it. It is being bastardized, but it is sort of, comedy is cyclical with the world. We're heading towards fascism. We don't need to make this podcast about politics right now. The live comedy, the idea behind it is we're a group of adults getting together in a place and just talking freely, because we can't talk freely all the time. But this is the room where we are able to talk freely and laugh and just be free. And that's being bastardized, and that sucks.
So you touring. You did Adelaide, you did Perth, you did Adelaide.
Perth Fringe, Adelaide
Let's talk
Fringe.
a bit about the
show,
shows.
yes.
I came back last week. I'm going next week to the Blue Mountains to do the retreat again.
Yeah.
When I return, I'm here for 2 days before I go to Melbourne for the Melbourne Comedy Festival for a month. I will then be back here for the Sydney Comedy Festival. And then in June, I am doing Thessaloniki, Athens, Istanbul, and London.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ελλάδα.
I'll bring you people to
Έρχεται ο
Thessaloniki.
You
Anthony.
better. What do
I'll
you think
bring
I'm
you
here for?
people
I don't
there.
care about the Sydney Comedy Festival.
Okay,
I'm here for him.
Talk to the camera and say, Daphne,
Daphne.
you should...
Που μένει η Δάφνη?
Thessaloniki.
Θεσσαλονίκη. Δάφνη, δεν έχω έρθει ποτέ. Πρώτη φορά Θεσσαλονίκη.
Ελπίδα.
Η Ελπίδα.
Και αυτή.
Όνομα.
Ελπίδα.
Και Ελπίδα.
Ελπίδα, hope.
Δική μου Ελπίδα.
Δικιά μας.
Okay. Ελπίζω εγώ να έρθει η Ελπίδα
Και η Δάφνη
και η Δάφνη μαζί
στο show.
στο show.
Τελείωσε.
Τελείωσε. Finish.
Is it going to be in Greek? Or English?
No, it's going to be in English.
Right.
It's this show. It's a divine comedy. And look, I could try to do it in Greek, but I think that's
It
probably
gets
doing
lost
it.
in translation, though, doesn't it, some of it?
There's that for sure. I think to speak the language is one thing. To be able to do stand-up comedy requires a certain cultural understanding of idiom. I don't have that. I've never
Yeah.
lived in Greece, so I wouldn't do that. And I also don't think it's doing the justice to. I've written the show in English, and I don't think I'm doing justice to my own writing if I translate it.
Exactly. Some of your other shows obviously had the ethnic humour of Greeks,
Mm-hmm.
Italians. I don't think would that work in Greece? Because they won't relate to it.
That stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but this is a great segue into the other thing we're going to talk about. This is really good. You are a journalist.
See how I said I'm going to guide you to where I want you to go?
That was very good. No, of course it wouldn't. Of course it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Sushi Mango are doing great.
They are.
Yeah.
I know they are. Boys from Sushi Manga, you've got to come on the podcast. We're going to promote you in Greece. But it is a different style of comedy. So how would...
It's not a different style of comedy.
Would their comedy sending up Greeks
Yeah.
in the diaspora,
Yeah. Why would the Greeks in Greece give a fuck about that?
how does that work in Greece? Would they think, well, you know...
Doesn't work in Greece,
No.
and it shouldn't work in Greece,
No,
and
that's
it shouldn't
exactly
work
right.
anywhere. And this is where I lose you guys. This is where in case we had people that were like, oh, that guy, I like this meditation, might go and see that guy's show. This is maybe where I lose them, because I'm bereft from this at the moment, and I've been interested to talk to you guys about this.
Yeah.
I'm really over it. I have it on very good authority right now that I don't want to compromise anybody's confidence right now. But Greeks in Greece laugh at us
Yeah, I agree.
because we are frozen in time.
Yes, 100%.
What we consider culture is not endemic to a ethnicity. Culture is endemic to a place.
Mm-hmm.
And the solidification of sort of ethnic enclaves as a means of surviving immigration is a very natural thing. It happens everywhere all the time.
Yep.
That's what happened here for not just Greeks,
Everyone.
for everyone.
Italians.
right?
Lebanese,
They're stuck
Italians,
together.
everyone.
But because Greeks, and I also am clearly privy to the Italian side of things, they were among the sort of first wave. Our people have been here for generations now. We are so thoroughly entrenched that, for example, if you go to Leichhardt thinking that you are going to get the
Little
classic
Italy.
Italian hub, you will be very mistaken
Mhm.
because it's completely gentrified. There's no Italians there anymore.
Yep.
If you want to find the Italian hub or the Greek hub, you can go to certain suburbs, but it's not what it used to be.
No.
It doesn't feel like you're walking through,
Generationally, that's been dispersed.
right? And the reason for that is because what it means to be a Greek Australian is naturally evolving, as everything should be naturally evolved. And a lot of Greek Australians can't handle that. A lot of Greek Australians are so tethered to a identity that cannot shift that it's providing a real... I've found it very difficult comedically in the past. You do a show, and if the show is marketed at all as it's a WOG show, it's a Greek show, whatever, then people will come and they will be expecting a certain type of humor that is identical to things that you might have seen in 1991.
Yes.
And if it doesn't look like that, it doesn't sound like
disappoint you.
that,
Will be criticized.
they don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last night I had my faith
Yes.
restored.
Yes.
Last night we did the Paravassis show for the Greek Festival of Sydney, which we did last year as well, to a less successful degree, purely because of the venue choice. Last year we did Canterbury Leagues. No disrespect to Canterbury Leagues, but it's not a purpose-built
For comedy,
comedy
no.
venue. Last night we did the Comedy Store. It was amazing.
Yep.
It was I could not have anticipated it going as well as it did.
Excellent.
It went amazing. Packed it out, and all of the comedians that were on there, I hosted. We brought people. We brought 4 acts from Melbourne, and there's one in addition to me who's from here. And none of these comics talk about their Greek heritage at all.
Also comes from the need, if you have the need to maintain this identity, if you feel like you have a cause, because I feel that, and maybe because I'm a new immigrant here to Australia, although I was born here in Adelaide, the city of churches.
The city of churches.
I feel that one of my mission here as a Greek, a new Greek here in Australia, it's to try to maintain and to take out of the old style Greek identity here, the Greek culture, because as Anthony said, we're stuck in 70s and 60s.
We are.
with
Look, it
souvlaki
appealed to
and,
us, my generation.
Kalamatiano, which is not bad, but Greece is not only that.
It's not that anymore. It appealed to my generation because it related directly to our parents. My kids' generation, not as much because they've got me as their mum. We did a segment on Greek mothers-in-law, and that was a very hot topic. But then when my grandkids, this type of humour, they're going to be totally disconnected to, because it's going to relate back to their great-great-grandparents, which they have no connection to. So it's not going to be as relevant, which is good as an artist. You evolve and you become relevant with, your personal growth.
Of course.
That's why I was so heartened last night, because again, none of them, but they might have done one joke about being Greek, and then otherwise it's all this other stuff
Good.
that has to do with all this. And what is good is not just that they said it, but how it was received. They loved it, and
Yep.
it was a younger audience, but they loved it.
Nice.
They were there for it. They loved it, and
Yep.
it wasn't just because I did a fucking awesome job emceeing,
Yep.
but
Yeah, I did. But you did.
But you did.
potato,
That's all right to say
potato,
it.
potato.
Okay,
you know?
so what's next? Okay, can I ask for a favor?
Yes, of course,
Okay, can we give 2 free passes
of course.
for Melbourne, 2 for
Melbourne?
Thessaloniki, and 2 for Athens?
What about Sydney? What about where
Oh,
we
we
are
got
now?
Sydney. Okay, so where we
Sydney,
are.
yeah.
I can do definitely do a giveaway for all of those places.
Okay.
For sure. I didn't get to talk about Istanbul either. The whole trip is not to do shows. The shows are so I can make the trip a tax write-off. The trip is so that I can go to a place called Gemlik, which is 1 hour south from Istanbul.
Kio?
Kio.
Gemlik.
That's where my great-grandfather was born,
Kio.
in Palyakio.
Yep.
My yaya and my great-grandmother were born in Nea Kio, but my great-grandfather was born in the original Kio. And after all of this meditation stuff, and I've obviously been drinking the Kool-Aid on all of the Buddhism stuff beyond that, because I think some of these Eastern philosophies are incredibly resonant.
Yeah.
I mean, on a scientific level, if your grandmother experiences trauma,
It's generational.
it's not just generational, like we say generational trauma as a kind of catchword,
Yeah.
but on a cellular level, you are alive as a cell within the egg
Of
within
your grandmother.
great-grandmother.
Exactly.
So if your grandmother
Trauma
experiences
things.
trauma, you
Exactly.
as a cell experience
It-
trauma.
It's true.
And I believe that on a spiritual level, if you go to the scene or the place where familial trauma was experienced, there's got to be some kind of cleansing. I don't know what,
can
but
heal
something
yourself.
will happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going to Gimlik, because that's where the Asia Minor catastrophe sent my grandparents' family.
Give us the dates.
I'm in Melbourne from the 7th to the 19th of April.
Nice.
Sydney Comedy Festival is the 14th to the 17th of May at the
We'll
Sydney
post all
Comedy
these
Store.
anyway. Yep.
Thessaloniki the 12th of June, Athens the 13th of June.
You won't be there.
We won't be there. We're coming in July.
That's all right. But you'll be in Sydney in May.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
so you'll come to
Absolutely.
the Sydney,
Absolutely.
you come
Yes.
to the Comedy
Won't
Store.
miss it.
And,
No, I would love to see him in a Greek audience. I would
think
love to
seeing
see him
Anthony
there.
in Greece as your Greek Australian cheese squad would have been, fantastic. But
For how long you be staying in Greece?
Not very long. I'm going to go straight from Greece to Turkey because I want to spend a bit more time in Turkey. And then I'm going to London the week after. And then I've got to come back here. And then America in October.
Well, I would like to thank you for coming for one more
I
time.
would like to
Yeah.
thank you
I've
both
really
for
enjoyed it.
having me.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Anthony.
much.
Wishing you all the best for your journey.
Thank you.
And for your performances as
we'll be
well.
putting those dates in the comments of our
I would
podcast.
like to have
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, but to listen to the full podcast, the Greek Podyssey on YouTube and the Greek Podyssey on Spotify to
And
get to the full
Apple
episode
Podcast.
and Apple Podcast. Because a lot of people say to me, you got to the best bit and then I wanted to hear the rest and I didn't know where to go. You've got to go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify or YouTube and you get the whole
And I
thing.
think we're giving away too too many swords. The people know the episode because we're giving away like
but
10
they want to
swords.
hear. They want to hear more. They want to hear more, and this is why you hear more. You got to watch the whole
Thank
episode.
you for being with us for another episode. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank
And
you.
Don't forget, we're gonna
Thank
give
you.
away.
Yeah.
Double tickets.
Double tickets.
How do we give them away?
Athens, and we'll figure it out.
We'll
figure it out.
Once we
We'll-
get the
we'll-
names
we'll
of the
sort that
people,
out.
we'll figure it out.
We'll
So
sort
we can
that
do Athens, Thessaloniki, Melbourne, and Sydney. Obviously, you two have got tickets to come whatever night you're available, and then 2 tickets to listeners. No problem.
All good. Thanks. Thank you,
Thank you very
everyone.
much. Stay
Thank you.
tuned.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast brought to you by Natasha Karamiho, your trusted legal voice in Greece for all your legal matters, and Helco Consulting, trusted services for all business and investments in Greece.
I'm Christine Stavropoulos,
Και εγώ ο Νίκος Σαμίδης. Και αυτό είναι το Greek Podyssey, το podcast της Ομογένειας.
a podcast for Hellenes worldwide, sharing stories, culture, identity, laughs, and a little bit of tsugrisma along the way.
Γιατί μπορεί να φύγαμε από την Ελλάδα, αλλά η Ελλάδα δεν έφυγε ποτέ από μας.